And a one fish, two fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a one fish, two fish. All right, that sounds fine. Sounds fine. Twitching. I'm twitching with the camera, so Twitch is good. YouTube. twitching with the camera, so Twitch is good. YouTube is good. YouTube. Twitching with the camera, so Twitch is good. YouTube is good. YouTube. Okay, I think let's do that. Happy National S'mores Day. Monday, August 10th. Let's do that. Do I still hear myself in the background? I do. I thought I muted that. Today we're going to work on a couple of things. I'm going to start a Barbarian Babe outfit. And also we are working on the sci-fi tropical resort pool. It's basically going to have a pool with cabanas around it. So we are. I'm done with the work setting up the landscape for Rocky Point Beach. It's just a matter of making promos for that. I think I still have to make the H files for the sci-fi outfit, the hierarchical material files, and promos. So maybe I can get that one submitted tomorrow. I keep getting distracted by the landscape, though, because that's what I actually want to play with. But today I'm going to start on a barbarian gal outfit. We'll do that for maybe a little past 3 or so. I think it's going to have kind of a loincloth skirt, a skimpy top. I'm thinking about having a fur shoulder wrappy cloak thing. And we'll have armbands and boots. I'm going to match her up with an axe. And I think I'm going to take the Psycho Clown knife and flush it out into a larger short sword or something. So that's what we're doing. So we're going to do Marvelous Designer for a little bit, just setting up the just the top and the skirty part. I have a feeling there's a type of top I want to do, but I have a feeling I've seen it, but I can't figure out where. It's probably for a swimsuit or something. Or maybe I had the idea of doing it before and I didn't do it. So let's take a quick look at my products just to make sure I'm not inadvertently. When I got done with the sci-fi suit, I was a little worried that it was going to be a little bit like the spy suit. And granted, they're both basically bodysuits that zip down the front. But the sci-fi suit had different boots, and actually the styling ended up being different enough, so I'm happy with that. Let's look for Mr. Cox. Easiest way I know to find my products is type in my last name and do this, and unclick this. Also, I think I'm going to pirate the boots and rework them from the Rocket Girl outfit, whatever I called that. Pirate, maybe. What do my pirate boots look like? See, they might look something like this, except I'm going to have fur up here, and I'm not going to have the strap. I think I'm going to maybe go with a little bit lower heel is what I'm thinking. Although I want them to be about that high. Let's come back to here. Okay, those boots I actually redid to an outfit, the Raven Hex, which is still waiting on Des to get around to. I don't know, did they test that? I think they might have tested it. Let me double check this. What do you guys look like? You look like that. So if I got rid of I like those. I like that heel. You know what I might do is I might pull the laces off of that, close that side up, and put fur on the top of it. So I think that's what I'm going to probably do. So we'll rework this. I like the shape of that. I like the lowness in that heel. So I think I'm going to use that for a Barbarian Babe outfit. So I think that's good to go. Let's my brain has stopped. So let's do that. Um, all right, let's get an avatar in here. Genesis 9, as my method has been to model on the Genesis 8 female. And actually, my new method is to just rig the Genesis 8 female shape, make some adjustments to fit the base shape. So let's go with this. I'm going to put a big wide belt on it. I want to let me put a. Ideally, I don't want the belt in where the thigh bends because that always causes problems. So I have a really bad tendency of putting stuff above that just because it's easier to work with in DAS. But I don't want it around the waist. I think I want it just below, right in here maybe. So, and I found instead of just making it a big straight strip, I found it's easier to just kind of form it so it's got contours and it fits the hips better. Ideally, I'm going to kind of put it through here. I'm going to make it kind of wide. The skirt's going to kind of just come down like this. It'll be kind of tattered. And then we'll do the same thing on the back. I think I'm going to have a little bit up over here as if it's flipped over, as if it's just pulled up. You got the big strap around it. And you know what? Maybe I'll put laces on the sides. Although I'm not gonna undo that. I think I'm just gonna go back and forth. And then I'm gonna have a little part over here that's gonna kind of look like the underside of the fur. We're gonna use we use dynamic hair on this, but the textures underneath it should be usable by themselves. And then here, I think I want to put I'm going to have a band right under the breasts. I think what I want to do is take a band that'll come up, they'll cross over. I feel like I've done that though. And then I'm going to bring over like that. So that's what I was checking. Let's check. I got to take a look at my submissions too and see if I inadvertently have done this already. I can't see anything because it's filtering on stuff I own, which, believe it or not, is everything in my own catalog. And I'm not seeing. I don't want to filter. Let's just do this. Let's see, hide on. I hate that. I hate that. The other thing I was thinking is just having it kind of be a tube covering the top. And I have to take a look at some of the products I submitted which aren't out yet. Maybe what did I do with the Raven Hex? I don't even remember what Raven Hex looks like anymore. Oh no. See, I don't want to do that. Hey Charles, how are you doing today? Do I want to use these boots? No, I don't like that heel is much too heely. I'm gonna pirate the boots out of the Wild Fang. I think we're gonna do that. Let me take a look at my submitteds and see what I did with Raven Hex, I think. I can't even remember all the stuff I have waiting at Daz. You know what? I'm gonna cheat. We're gonna put that over there. And then I'm just gonna go to my secret Daz folder over here for submissions. Gonna log in. So I have waiting to. Okay, so we have Raven Hex, Creekside Country Girl, Midnight Dream Sleep Set, Psycho Clown, the Denim Set, and the Street League outfit got submitted last week. I have Raven Hex is ready to release, and everything is waiting for test. Everything else is waiting on testing. Um, okay, where are we? So I'm going to see what I did with the Raven Hex top. Raven Hex, Raven Hex, Raven Hex. There you are. What did you look like again? I just want to make sure I'm not actually just blatantly copying that top. I don't think I am. Okay, that's a different top. All right, I am going to do the crossover. So we're doing a barbarian outfit. So I'm going to have a, so for the top, there'll be a strap that runs along under the breast to the back. Then we're going to bring a strap up and over and around and back. Then I'm going to pull cloth across the breasts this way. And I don't know, maybe we'll put a decorative element here. And then we're just going to have a big wide strap here, which I think I'm going to put laces on the sides. And then with that, we're just going to hang kind of a loincloth off of that. So that's the plan. So we're going to trace out this, and then we'll hang the cloth off. Then we'll block that out. And then maybe we'll move on to Blender. So let's do pen on avatar. And I think I wish she had a modeled belly button. I think I'm going to run this through here. And then I'm going to bring this down about, let's say 50. I can always make it shorter later. And then we'll bring you back. And then connect that to there. Then I'm just going to bring you back. I'm going to bring you back down about 50. It was actually like 50.1 or something. That's probably close enough. Oh no. I can smooth that out later. I'll do it again. Dang it. I think if I do it in baby steps. I got a little bit of the fold in there. All right, we're ready. That's going to be since we're drawing on the avatar, we'll put a 1-inch band right under the breasts. So I'm just going to bring you around. Maybe I'm thinking maybe I'll put lacing on the sides of these. A couple of laces to hold the sides together. I'm not going to make these undoable. I'm not feeling that on this one. Okay, there is that. And then you're going to then come around the rest of the way to the back. And then you come back around like so. Then I'm going to want to take a strap up through here. And then I need something that'll just come around the back like about so. I'm going to try to make these just straight up straps. And maybe not try to get them. God dang it. Dangity dang it. Let's redo that. That went bad. It's trying. I'm trying to draw it straight, and it keeps wanting to. See, I'm drawing you straight, but look at that angle it's taking. So maybe I got to do real. What the frick? Stop that. Why? I'm just free-handed out this way. And that's just kind of gives me a feel. Yo, Blue Mystery, how are you doing? I'm starting a barbarian outfit. Hot barbarian babe. Because that's just the creepy ass way we roll around here. Um, all right, let's see how this goes. Let's see if we can flatten these out and go from there. Ooh, 3 consecutive streams. Thanks, dude. By the way, check out Charles. Well, that reminds me, I still have to work on the DZ command and the SROM command. Someday. What am I doing? We're gonna flatten. I'm gonna flatten that. I'm gonna flatten that. Thank you, Charles. I'm gonna flatten you and you and you. I will admit the newer versions, the flatten's gotten a lot easier to use. Okay, so for this, I'm just going to basically measure a length, make a strip, measure this, put it in the back, make a strip. These are, I think you're flipped around, aren't you? Oh, no, there you are there. So what are you? Oh, you're the back strip. And where do you touch? You're there. Well, that's an awful weird shape for that. Oh, I can see it now. I can see it. I might make that just a straight strap around the back, though. Although maybe curving it might. You know what? I might curve that. I'm just going to put those there for now. Let's draw these out. Then I'm going to draw that out. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kind of get that to line up kind of so that those edges are parallel to each other. Okay, and then I'm going to, you're probably, you know what, actually, you need to be straighter, and you're probably close enough. And actually, I can do this in one piece and then take it apart later. And you're just not snapping the way I want you to snap. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a big shape, then we're going to offset 50 and then trim off the rest. That way I can get a more proper shape. So start here to here. You're going to kind of just line up on that edge. Just kind of bring you around, snap you into there. Let's make that translucent so I can kind of see what I'm doing. Where's the thing? Transparent, translucent surface. There we go. Let's put the V's in here. Bring that through here. And we're just going to bring you around like so. So that's probably a good match for that. So I don't need those anymore. I'm probably going to, well, I'm going to put a split in here because I'm going to put some laces over here. And offset is an internal line. We're going to say 50. I'm going to say okay. We're going to cut that. And then I'm just going to line that up on the side. And we might make that a little bit shorter so it tightens up. All right, let's do this. I can do this the same way. I can just might as well get that in there, and then we could just draw this across. Kind of like there to there to there. I'm going to kind of line that up through there and then bring it back. Did I not? Oh, that's an internal line. God damn it. I'm sorry. God dag nabbit. That wascally wabbit. There we go. That's what I wanted. Let me just curve you out. Like that. I'm trying to get this to be 180, so that works. So this is just going to be a 1-inch strap, so we'll do that. Offset as an internal line at 25. Oops, I went the wrong way. I want to do this one, right? We knew that. Offset internal line at 25. Okie dokie. We'll just cut that. Get rid of you. And get rid of these two. So that's good. We'll put you in place. Let's turn gravity off for the time being. That way stuff will just kind of stay in place, not drop down to the ground while we're working on cinching it all up. Okay, this, I just want to measure these and then make a 1-inch strap. And then I'm going to adjust this angle here because we're going to attach it to the, probably back in here somewhere. So we'll start with this. That says 429. So we'll say 430 and 1 inch. So we'll do this 430 and 25. Say okay. I'm not sure how this is. I might have to angle that out to get it to fit better. Or maybe I should just do this shape. You know what? I'm just going to do this shape with a little bit of an angle here, and then we can adjust this angle. And that'll help, hopefully, pull the curve around. That's the plan. Right? Pull that. I'm looking towards this. I'm looking towards that one point sitting right there on the right edge. When that gets to be about 180, I'm going to stop there and hope for the best. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull you maybe about that way a little bit. I'm still close to 180. We're within a degree, which is probably close enough. I'll set as an internal line. We'll do 25 on that. We'll do a cut on that. We'll delete this. I'll put you there. We'll get rid of that. I'm going to line you up in the back. This, I'm going to start kind of aligned like so. Well, let's get these done in first. Excuse me. All right, that we don't need anymore. That's probably fine. This is a, I'm going to put you all like this. That's going to work out. All right, let's sew stuff together. So I'm going to sew you to you, you to you. those two get sewn together like so. All right, let's see how this goes. That's fine. I'm going to sew these in onto here. So I'm going to do that with the this tool. Okay, and that's just all floaty because we got no gravity on. And that looks like it could definitely be tighter, right? That's I'm going to adjust that so it gets a little bit better fit. And I think what I need to do is just pull this corner in. So we want to get this to be like a 90-degree angle in here. And I think I can, nope, I just grabbed the whole thing. Let's try this again. 90. Probably good enough. That makes a much nicer look. Maybe I'll just lace that together. It's also a little, I think I can make that tighter. And also that is definitely too loose, right? How's my back looking though with my cornered? Let me try making that a straight piece and see how that looks. So I'm gonna deactivate these because I don't want to get rid of them just yet. But I do want to measure. So we're going to make 85. At 25. And I'm going to just deactivate the pattern in the sewing. And then I think we'll sew these all together. And let me get those put back. Oh, that looks a lot nicer. I like that. All right, we're going with that. I wish it was. I wish it was a little further down, but I don't know if I can get that to work or not. All right, let's put gravity on. I'll go back to full gravity. We'll see how that works out. Okay, definitely too loose. And that's definitely too loose. We'll start by tightening that up. Actually, I'm going to get this so it pulls this up into about here. And I'm probably going to put a little bit of an angle on that at some point. But for right now, let's see how that goes. Okie dokie. Maybe, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do an offset. I'll probably do a split point. I actually, because if I do I'll probably do a split point. But let me take out the slack from here first. And then we'll work on, because it's on a curve, it's a little trickier. Although that seems to work. I'm probably going to try to get this to pull out further. Let's turn on the strain map and see how we're looking. Oh, you're already red, but you're just hanging down. Because you just don't, it really just doesn't want to stick up there. You know what, I'm probably just going to pin it in. That angle looks a little off. What are you? You're an 89.4. If I just drag you a little bit that way. Yeah, I probably just need to pin it up in here to get it to stay. So we'll do that. We'll grab some tacks. We'll tack on avatar so I can actually just say, you go there. You can go there. And I'll put one maybe somewhere about in there. Kind of works. It's getting really thin, so you can see how it's stretching. So actually, I think I want to actually pull this out, don't I? So that that doesn't happen. Or I need to move this. Can I not? Oh, I don't get the gizmo when I got the stupid strain map up. That's right. See, now I'm going to undo these other tacks. Edit tack. And I'm going to get rid of you. I'm going to move you all the way over to here. Going to get rid of you. See, that looks better. It's still thinning out a bit. And I need, okay, now I need to adjust this. So a little bit longer. I'm going to slide it back. We're going to angle that just a touch. And I'm just going to kind of do this in baby steps like that. Let me see if I do this. Gives me that little bit of that angle. That's actually kind of a nice fit, but I want this to kind of come back here. Then we're going to take a cloth and run it over that way. And then we'll look at setting this the loin cloth up on the front and the back. Do I maybe I just drape this over? Leave it kind of flappy. I don't know. I think I'm just going to pull it over. We'll just do that. This is going to be the. I should trace this out on the avatar. I'm just going to make a big square and then kind of work it in the or trapezoid actually. An irregular trapezoid, is that what you call it? If I have two lines that are parallel but the other two aren't necessarily the same angles. And you know what? I don't need those because I'm happy with how that's looking. So we want to take this. I'm going to slide that back a little bit. And we're going to just take the one point here and move it. Oh, was it in place? It was in place. Is that good? Let me try something. Here, let's we're gonna do the 100% elastic trick here. So I'm going to put elastic on. And I'm going to say 100. Make you 100. Wow, that is just weird. It's like you're messed up or something. I'm not messed up, you're messed up. Dang, that making everything 100 really did a weird number. That helps a little bit. Oh man, are you sticky? That's telling me that's probably too tight. And now we're too loose. Let's take a look at some numbers. The 2D length is 193.2. The 380 length is 207. Uh, 351. I'm about 20 short. No, but when I do that, it just goes flops to hell and it doesn't stick anymore. Maybe, you know what, do the same thing here. Nope, that didn't do what I wanted to do. All right, we're going to back that up a little bit. I think I just need to make you shorter, maybe. And I'm going to make you guys. I don't think I need to make that short. I think it's just not pulling it up, is it? I'm changing the material. Fabric to come over here. I'm going to use like the leather. Non-fabric. Leather full grain. Yeah, you just don't want to. I'm going to you know what? I'm going to just undo all the elastic. So definitely get you back up. You're acting better now. Like that. I want that to droop just a touch. If I do that, is that too far? Not quite. If I do that, that's looking good. All right, I think I'm going to go in there. looks like a Fallout suit. Is that what they look like? They have the straps across the neck. I did a texture for a Fallout suit that worked with a bodysuit. Fallout suit. Oh, the colors. Oh, yes. I get it now. Yeah, it's the blue and the orange yellow or the yellow or all right, let's put this in. I'm going to try it as a I'm going to put a square in first and then we'll try to lengthen it out, then we'll adjust. And I think I can run this nearly parallel off of this. And I think I'm going to make it, maybe we'll just make it 2 inches. So we're going to sew some under boobage. So let's start with 100 by 50. I'm going to say okay. I'm just going to go ahead and sew that in here and then I'll start tweaking it. So you're going to come in to about here. On this side. I think we'll run it over here. I think I'm going to make that wider. Add a little that way. Maybe add a little that way. I have to adjust the sewing now. So I'm going to pull. Maybe I'll bring it down just a little bit more. Okay, then we'll just pull this edge out till it looks like I can start attaching it onto here. Do I have gravity on? I do have gravity on, so this should... I'm going to put a different material on here to get that to droop better. We'll go with, there's this silk knit jersey. Pretty flicking. Did I not, nope. I gotta put you over here. There we go. That way I can see the drape. And it can kind of give me an idea. So I'm gonna pull this out to here. Actually, should I just pull this all the way out to here and then bring it back? I think we'll try that. I'm going to take that back just a little bit. Then we'll just kind of adjust this. Kind of in there. We might end up curving this a bit. And all right, let's do this. So we're going to sew this onto here. And I'm going to put this right about there. I think that's where... I wish I knew where the nipples were on this damn thing. I think I'm too... I think they're higher than I always like to think they are, but I can never be sure. I think I'm going to slide this up a bit. And then we'll stretch it out a little too to make up for that. Bring you a little this way. Maybe we just pull you up a little that way. See, I think that's going to cover. Now I just maybe add a little bit of elastic onto this edge, just to get them to pull a little tighter. I'm going to set them to 100% to start with. I could probably stand to make that a little bit tighter. I got a little bit looser there than over there. Maybe bring some of this out. I'm kind of liking that. Although, let me see if I can get this to pull down a little tighter. I think that's going to work. Okay, can I just dupe you? I have to line this up on stream with a texture that has nipples. But that's kind of what I think I'm going to do there. So do I want to put a cross lace in here maybe? I think I'm going to do that. That's going to go right back in here. So I'm going to do a little cut and sew in here so I can attach. I want to put a cross. I want to put it one that goes. Do I want to one, two? I think I'm going to just do a single cross with bars on the top and the bottom. So I'm going to block that out right in here. It'll give me kind of an idea of what I'm doing. So let's make that like 20 and AB3. Then I'm going to have this. Then I'll just kind of pull this down like so. I think that'll be good. I'm going to bring that down. Just this one line. Kind of like that to make it a little thicker. It should be good. So I'm going to set up a sewing zone in here. Offset as an internal line. We'll just do like 3. Say okay. Do a cut in here. Cut and sew. I'm just going to give me a little room in here so I can work with this. I'm going to move these over so it's easier for me to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to sew this to maybe right about in here. Do that. Can I flip this? Is there flip horizontally? There we go. That's what I want. Put you there. No, I didn't want to flip horizontally. I wanted to flip vertically. Flip vertically. There we go. That's what I want. I'm going to stick these two like this for right now. Okay, you gonna go here. And then you get to go. I'm gonna put you like that. That's 3 to 3.5. Those should both be like, you know what? I'm gonna put this back to 3. There we go. And I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. That didn't work. Hold on, let's try this again. 3, okay, is good. That gets attached to there. This should actually go underneath this split here. I can do that. And then these go on top. I think. This comes down, under, and up. No, this one will be on the bottom. This is going to be 0. This needs to have top, bottom. Cut that. Cut and sew that. Do the same thing over here. Cut and sew that. Okay, so these are all bottom pieces here. So we're going to set the layer to like -5. And then you're at 0. And then these are the ones that'll be sitting on top. So we'll set those to 5. Is good. All right, let's set this up on the other side now. Push that out of the way so it's easier to work. That I'm going to line you up in there. You get to go right about there. You get to sew into here. You get to sew into, I missed. Let's try that again. Okay, and then we'll position these. I don't want these on top. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate them a little bit for our UV purposes eventually. And where are you guys? So these need to, we just got to take this all the way to the back. And I'm just going to rotate you around so you line up a little better. Do I have everything in here? I do. Okay. Am I looking at the back sides? I think I'm looking on the good sides. They're a weird color because they're, and then let's get rid of this sewing right in here. So it'll gap out a little bit. All right, let's see how this goes. We're almost there. That got a goofy twist on it, though. I don't like that. Is this backwards? Is that my problem? It's got a twist. I'm wondering, you know what? Let's just Control F that and try again. There we go. That fixed itself. Let's strengthen all of these so that they don't pull out like that. We'll do the 100% elastic trick. So I'm going to just grab all of these edges and put elastic on it, but make it 100% and really stiff. So these don't want to, these will try not to stretch like that. Elastic. You know, that by itself does it. I should I should move my overlap because that's just acting funny. Um, acting funny. So I think if I take you and bring you down here, that's better. I like that. I think that'll look nice. And then I'm going to kind of do that on the sides, except we're going to have double crosses right in here. So actually, before I do that though, let's put the, and is there a weird tear function in this program? I'm just going to stack these up a little straighter, just because it just looks a little neater that way for UV purposes. Is good. I should just dupe these, then use them on the side. But I'm doing this first. Oops. It's past 3. I'm going to finish up the skirt, and then I'm going to move on to Blender and work a little bit on. I think I'm going to tighten that up. I'm going to Google torn cloth Marvelous Designer just to make sure there isn't a cool tool for this already. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of eyeball it out, I think. And we'll probably put a tattered edge on that with a. We'll pass here something torn cloth Marvelous Designer. I don't know, how's this torn ripped? I didn't see the thumbnail. Is he just going to use a transmap? Yeah, it's just texturing it. That's not what I want. Let's stop you. I'm going to mirror kind of a trapezoid and then I'll abuse the bottom a little bit. So let's start with a, and then I'll flip that over. I'm going to sew this into, actually, I'm going to measure this and then we're going to redo it. 125, 340, 120 by 340. Let's go with that. And then this way up here I can do 120 by 40. So we're going to make it look like it's kind of tucked up and looped over this. Which means I'm going to sew this, and we're going to add a little bit of a roll on that. Yeah, actually, that's not too bad. That's kind of what I wanted to do. I like that. And we'll just dupe this and sew the center lines together. Or actually, can I Can I symmetrically unfold these? That's the question. Does that does that come with the sewing? Unfold symmetrical editing. It did come with the sewing. Yay! Unfold symmetrical editing. Yay! It's going to look kind of like that. And then I'm going to put something like this in the back as well. You know what? I'm just going to copy this over, put it on the back. And then I'm going to figure out how to tatter that up a little bit. And this is stretching out a bit, it looks like. So I don't know. Did I put, are you my leather? You're the knit jersey. You're the full grain leather. Let's put the full grain leather on here and see if that helps. Yep. I like that. So I'm going to go with that. I'm just going to copy this and stick it on the back. Then I can think about giving it some shape, a shape. Okay, we can sew you guys. I think I can do this. I wanted to go the other way, sorry. I want to come from the center out because I'm going to match this from the center out. And then we'll do the same thing here. Oh, and you're flipped. I want to flip the normals on there. Why are you flipped and you're not? Oh, I want to sew it backwards, right? Let's try that. Oh, I sewed the bottom instead of the top. That's my problem. Doy. That's right. We wanted to sew the top of this. Not that way, but this way. Right. There we go. That's what I wanted. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, I think that's the start of the outfit. I'm going to pause this here. So boots, armbands. I don't know. I guess we can put the obligatory headband. Oh, and I want to do kind of a shoulder cape fur thing. And then she gets an axe, and I'm going to take a kind of like a short sword, a long dagger, and we'll put it off on the side in a sheath. I think we'll do that. So anyhow, let me save you. You're going to be in the fantasy category. You're going to be something barbarian. Bubba. I don't know. I'll have to. Actually, let's do that now. Hey, ChatGTP. Names for a sexy barbarian outfit. Okay. Feral Fury. I like that. And Ravenger's not too bad either. Battleborn I used. um, Untamed, Savage. So let's go to Daz and see. So Rogue doesn't quite work because we're pretty sure there's Savage stuff at Daz. But we'll go check anyhow. I kind of like Savage, and I would kick myself if if it wasn't used, and I didn't use it. But you can see there's definitely E-Force armor of Savage Fury, Savage Warpaint, Savage Tropical HD. So I think we're not going to go with Savage Suit, which is just a little black dress with boots. Is that what that is? Oh, that's my phone. Probably not important. So, what about Ravager? I'm not sure I like Ravager though. We got 8 results. Brutal Gear, Ravager Harness, Ravager Parasite, Ravager Drone. Yeah, I think we won't go with that. I don't know, Barbarian. I would be really surprised if there wasn't something that was Barbarian outfit or something already. We've got 147 results. Let's narrow that down. That narrowed it down. I saw clothes in the wider search, so why? Oh, that's not clothes. Those are just I'm not really leaning towards having something that says barbarian though. I don't know what other options we have here. We're not going to go Scarlet Wildheart. It's too close to something I already used. Battleborn I've definitely used. Fury outfit, maybe Fury just by itself. $31. Fury outfit. There's actually something called Fury outfit. I checked Savage. Feral. Let's check Feral. Yeah, we'll tell Feral that we named it after her. Feral poses. I'm thinking Feral outfit is probably Feral Rage for V4. I think I'm just going to go with Feral outfit. I think I can get away with that. So we'll do that. We'll call you Feral. Feral Fury. Actually, Feral Fury is not too bad. And that helps differentiate it from anything else that says Feral too. All right, we're going to do that. Let's set up a folder for this. Files, save as, project. Let's go to projects. Let's put this into the fantasy folder. Let's come in here, new folder, Feral Fury. Let's stick a whip folder in here. Hey, Willie, 7. Thank you for that streak, man. We're finishing up our work on the barbarian outfit for today, and then we're going to move on to science fiction cabana. So this is going to be Feral Fury, and this is what we got so far. This is going to be kind of a barbarian outfit. I'm not even going to give it panties. So we're going to have a loincloth. I'm going to tatter that up a little bit. We're going to have a top. I think maybe a headband. We're going to do some armbands. We'll do some boots. I'm going to give a long knife. And she's going to get an axe as her main weapon. So that's what we got planned for this one. So we will pick this up tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'm going to put that away for now. and we'll take a quick detour. So the Rocky Point is just about done. I've got everything set up. It's just a matter of rendering out my promo pictures for this. And what I want to show off is it can't be that unique, but if you were here Saturday, we were setting up the skies for this. So what I also have is I have the background image has different map files to match the skies that you choose. So it actually kind of I don't have surf. I've never been able to make a cool wave. I've played with it before and I haven't been happy with it. If I ever manage to make a nice breaking wave, I'm definitely going to make a surfboard set. But anyhow, so it's just a beach, but it has really cool surf. And look at this. Look at this. The beach is two different colors, just like the way it works in the real world. We have the wet sand and you have the dry sand. And then the background image here, I've actually rendered four versions of it to match the four atmospheres so that the lighting in the scene is matched with the lighting on the background image. So you can, because it bothers me just a little bit when the sun comes from one direction and your background image light is just whatever. I mean, I guess, and because it's a beach, I can't make it a 360 so you can just rotate it. So in this case, uh, a lot of beach assets get the colors wrong. I noticed that with a lot of people who do water don't bother to put the wet area on the ground, and it always bothers me. So this isn't perfect. My water doesn't line up perfectly with the foam, which bothers me a little bit. But I'm having such a hard time working with that. Maybe next time. So I'm going to stop that, and here I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we have an afternoon, we have a morning, we have a night, which is basically black, and then I have a sunset. So if I change the morning atmosphere, there's also a matte color to change the background image to match the morning. So that's what I was working on this morning instead of finishing up the sci-fi outfit. Waves don't break the same way the previous did, so they don't match exactly, no problem. Yeah, if you're looking for it, you can see the goofiness where the surf and the water don't quite line up. I was trying to hide that water edge, but you can still spot it if you're looking for it. Anyhow, I'm happy. I'm really happy with how this is looking. My surf, I think, looks like surf. So that's this I just have to render out my promos for. And I already have cameras, so basically I did the 8 cameras, so basically I just have to go through the 8 cameras and render them out with the different lights and background images. That's true. Once I put a couple of ladies in it, I can still spot a little bit of the patterning in the beach, which bothers me. I was trying to really get that mixed up, but I can still spot a little bit. Wah. Anyhow, Scrabble equals surface. Freaking auto corrupt. Anyhow, that's done with, and the sci-fi suit is pretty much done. I have to work on the promos for that. So that one I'm going to try to get submitted tomorrow. And then this one probably in a day or two after that. And so that's what's going on with my products here in Daz right now. But today we are going back to Sci-Fi Cabana, which will be the next landscape set after this. And I have been working on it a little bit. Sci-Fi Cabana is looking kind of like that. Okay, so this is getting, I haven't quite decided if I want to put anything in the front and the back. These open up, and I'm going to run neon tubes in these grooves. There'll be some here. I'm just going to put light panels up in here, and then I'm going to run neon tubes through here, is what I'm planning for that. So this is what I'm working on now. I'm debating whether or not to do DAS or CG bytes. I really am. I haven't quite settled on which one I want to do yet. So let's do the tubes. Actually, I'm going to put my lighting in here. I'm trying to think how I want to do this. I think I'm going to do an inset, and I'm going to do a little inset like this. And what I want to do is I want to see that number there, 0.008. I put around these corners off, I think. And then I want to also put a light panel in here. And here's where we're paying 0.008. So paying attention to those. I'm going to round these corners out, I think. And then we're just going to inset these. And we'll put emissives on those. So you can turn on lights inside. So I'm going to do this. We're about to create n-gons. I do have some other n-gons floating around. So we're going to fix those at some point. Because, n-gon's bad. That's what I've learned all my life. Is a Control Shift B. That didn't seem to work. Let's try that again. Control Shift B. Oh yeah, there it goes. That's not curving as much as I would like. Maybe I just live with that. Maybe I don't use that at all. I'm thinking. The other idea is, okay, let's try it this way. Maybe we inset these. One, two, three. Control F. Insert along normals. So I'm just going to take those in a little bit. We'll look at this from the side. I need to see this in X-ray. And I think it's G, Z. Am I going the right way? Okay, so those line up like that. And then I don't know, let's try. I want to try one of these and see how it looks. And if this looks okay. And then I have to fix this. That's easy enough to fix, though. Do I like that? I think I might do that, do it like that. So I'm going to pay attention to what we do here. Control B. Maybe like so. And what we're looking for is a number there. I'll just do 0.008 because I can type that. Actually, 0.008. And what I need to do is I need to fix these points. But I'm going to do that over here as well. Then we'll go back and fix the corners. Actually, I should inset this one before and then I can do all of these at the same time, maybe. That one a little deeper, but probably fine. I can pull this one back if I have to. All right, grab that, that, that. And then these three. And then Control B. And type in the number. That's all really janky up in there. I think I can fix that. Pull this back here and line that up. So I got some corners to fix up. I think B 08, probably okay. You know, those stayed flat. All right, let's go back and tweak this. I'm gonna delete those out and rebuild them this way. I think now I've got this strange, and then I'll refill in the top. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And maybe that'll work for the, see, that is the weird. And then I think I can just fill this. And then we can walk this up 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get a big N-gon on the top. I'm going to fix that. So you got the same issues down here. I think I'll delete those and then fill them back out. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. I feel like I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Let's try that again. Okay, you and you. Okay, that worked. 1. No. Why you know? Why you know make face? Yeah, this isn't gonna actually. Actually, that kind of works. I can split that and attach this, although I really... Do I want that? I don't want that. No, that's a janky shape. I think what I want to do is pull these down. Actually, that's not too bad. I like that. Kind of like that. And does this work? No, that's not going to work. I can tell by the angle. I can extrude these, bring these down, and then close up these gaps. That needs to go away. How many points do I got in there? None now. I think I can fill that in. You don't have an extra point over here. You know what? I'm going to lose you and rebuild you. Oh no. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to merge you over to that. That works. Then I can bring these all down. Actually, let's do the lines. So do an extrude on that, scale 0, and then that just kind of lines up. Right about there, although I don't want those ones. I didn't want that one. And then I can fix this up. I'm thinking. I think that works. And then I can just stream all of these out from here. And can I just select... No, you selected weird. Let's try this. I'm going to try to turn that into a face and then I'll triangulate it, see if that works. Right, triangulate faces. Excellent. That's what I wanted. That kind of works for me. It's a little weird, but that's fine. Now I'm just going to re-examine this. I think I've got a face. Yeah, I got this face. I think I'm going to rebuild that face. All right, let's take a look over on my other corners here. See, those lined up nicely. Although that's got... And then over here was a little off. It's just because these things drifted off. So I think I can just kind of line that up. And then this one down here, I can get that lined back up. I'm probably creating really bad stress in this mesh though. Okay, so I've got a weird right there. You're fine. You're the one that's not fine. You're not fine at all. I think I can just fill that in, except I don't know, can I just loop around? That would have been too easy, right? And then we can... I have a weird... Are you on the edge? I don't think you're on the edge. So if I do this... What I should do is I should just drag all of these over to this. So if I just merge you... No, that's giving me a weird crease. That might be okay, though. Nope, you didn't. Let's try this again. Nope, you're not going... Okay, I'm coming up with ideas. We're backing this up a little bit. Try this. I think I'm just going to delete all of these faces and then rebuild it. Delete faces. It always looks weird because the mirroring keeps throwing me off. Then merge you at last. And then I have an issue over here probably. Yes, there's my issue right there. You I can fix. Oops, there's another one in there. And there's another one. Okay, I think that's better. Hey, I'm getting there. I can fill that, and then we can clean up that. I gotta clean up this. I want to clean up that. All right, let's clean up this. And does that work? Nope, that doesn't work. Baby steps. I feel like there's an extra point in here somewhere. Oh, you're not, you're off centered. Nope. What did I have? What did I have? Why did that not work? Oh, I got two lines in here. What are you connected to? Oh, got it. Now I see. Uh, there's a point in here that I'm not grabbing. Right there. All right, let me work on cleaning up these faces first, and then I'll fix those points. So we're going to delete these. I want to rebuild these back. And then I've got the goofiness with my points in here. I think that think I'm good. I think I'm good. All right. Then I can do what we did earlier. Do that, fill it in, triangulate it. Somewhere in here, triangulate faces, exactly that. And then you went too far, so I gotta just build you out one at a time. Fill you in, triangulate that. Excellent. Do I have any extra goofy stuff here? Nope. So that's looking good. I think I'm happy with this corner. Those are a little, oh, I didn't fill these in, did I? Oh, wait. Okay, those are good. Let's come over here. I think those are good. Just take a quick on the look on the back side. All right, I think I'm fine. That went too far. So what I want to do is I want to fill through here. So this is going to be an N-gon. I have other N-gons floating around here still. Okay, so that gives me my inset lights, and that gives me the little curves in the corners. And because I'm a glutton for punishment, can I just break these edges just a little? Missed. Missed. Let's try that again. Just like that. I think I'm good. All right, let's create, no, actually, let's do, switch over the face mode. We're going to pick up all the polys that have more than 4 sides. And we'll just triangulate them and we'll just quad them, and I'm not going to worry about making them look really neat because I think they'll be fine. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. Okay, select by trait. Faces by sides. We want to say greater than. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the statistics so we can actually see how many. So apparently we have 13 bad faces. And this happened when I was like beveling stuff. So we got all of those. That one over there needs a little bit of loving. So we'll just do a triangulate, and I'll just do a quick. And then I'm not going to worry about them. Triangles to quads, so that fixes a few of them. So we still have a bunch of tries in here, but that's probably okay because we're not really deforming anything. I think I'm happy-ish with that. I think I'm going to go ahead and install my lights now. I have about 15 minutes left. And we're just going to put tubes in here. I'm just going to set this up with lines. We're going to bevel the edges. We'll turn them into curves, and we'll put a... so I'm going to run tubes through here and tubes through here. And then we have our just little internal light panels. And we'll probably call it there for the day. So what I need is a line that runs through the center of that. And then a line that runs through the center of that. And then I'm going to split those off and use them as the starting points for the whatchamacallit. And then I'll just merge them back out. So I'm going to grab that line, I'm going to grab that line. I'm just going to do a Shift D. And I'm just going to move it a little bit like that. this one, I'm going to move a little bit over out this way. And I don't need these loop cuts anymore, so I'm just going to delete them back out. We'll dissolve them. There we go. And then I'm going to take that and that, separate them, step out, come over here, step in, and then this one, I need to get that point to 0. And then this point, I don't know, you go to 0? You go to 0, okay. So that's going to work that. I don't need those 2 points, so we can delete those. I'm going to convert those to curves. Convert to curve. There we go. Then we can come over here for our curve tool, and we'll put the we'll do the thing geometry. I think I can just say round. Kind of like that. I'm probably going to get a janky. I think I'm okay. Then I just convert that back to mesh and touch it up a little bit. Although I think add a little bit more to the resolution. And shade smooth that. It's probably good. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Yeah. All right, let's convert these back to mesh. Is good. I want to check and make sure I don't have any goofiness over in here. And if we have it, it would be right back in. All right, so that looks good. I was worried that that would get some weird overlaps. You're actually clipping in to this wall on the end. Oh, you're clipping into the interior lights. Is that right? Oh no, you're fine. You know, you're just clipping on the inside a little bit. So I think I'm just going to pull this out just a little bit more that way. Are you not expanding? What the hell? Why is it Control Plus? There it is. Control E. Ah. All right. I just pull you out a little like so. You're a little crooked, aren't you? I should be seeing you move. Where are you? Oh, I lost my symmetry. All right, let's back up a little bit. Doy. Can I do this without losing my symmetry? I don't think so. I think I lost my symmetry when I converted it to a. Okay, so we're going to delete Yeah, so I don't want any of that. I don't want any of these. Okay, that's goofy. I think I can subdivide, and then can I break you apart? Or can I just delete you? Always forget how this works. Maybe I need to say delete segment. I think I saw the option there. No. I'll have to break it apart later. It somehow gapped itself. And is it doing weird things to my tube then? Probably. I can fix it. I can just delete off all of this and then extrude these back out. I think that's probably what I need to do. Anywho, convert to mesh, tab in here. So those are bad, so we're just going to get rid of them. I'll just zoom in on here. Do that. Extrude, pull that out. Chris, I got to get up and fix some dinner. All right, I'll catch you later, Charles. I'm out of here in a couple minutes anyhow, but thank you so much for being here, man. We will catch you later. See, S-Bond is leaving the building. Do that. And I'm just going to do the same thing over here. I'll put the symmetry, the mirror back on it. Okay, that needs to go over here. Okay, so that's working. Then I can just add the mirror modifier. Wrong thing. And we want to do the X and the Y axis. All right, I think I'm going to call it here for the day, actually. Let's switch that off. So cabana's coming along. I'm going to add furniture. We're going to have loungers. We're going to have chairs. And we're going to have like a day bed that I can put in the different ones. And then we'll also need a little table. So that is the next step, is to add the furniture to the cabana. Then I have to kind of block out the landscape. There's going to be a pool. And I'm going to have like maybe 4 of these things around the pool. And then someday the idea is we'll have like the ability to the bottom side of this prop set, we can attach like the club on the other side of it next to the pool. So pool, a few cabanas around it, and then an area that we can add an addition to later. Anyhow, so thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Hey, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. That would be great. If you're on Twitch, stick around. We'll find somebody to raid. Let me hit save on this. So I got the lights added. And we got the start on the barbarian outfit. So tomorrow it's more barbarian outfit, maybe more cabana. We'll see how it's going. So thank you all for being here. Let's see who's on Twitch and we can go hang out with them. And once again, happy National S'mores Day. And let's see who's on the Twitch first right now. I got 7 viewers. Look at that. Someday we will finish the DZ command. Someday we will finish the SROM command. How is my SROM command doing? Did I do anything with it recently? Oh, I have an SROM command. I finished it. There we go. SROM gets Beethoven's Fifth. There we go. So I have to finish the DZ command. He has a sounder. I just have to add the messages pointing to his Renderosity store and his DAS store. I think his main store is Renderosity these days, but I could be wrong. We are looking who's on Twitch right now, though. Who is on Twitch? Let's see. Is Chan the Magic Man on? Chan's on. I think Chan might be doing Magic Monday, so let's raid Chan. I'm just going to double check and see who else is on, just in case. Zuda is on. That's DJ Ray's brother. Lady Athria is doing art. I highly recommend if you aren't following Lady Athria, drop her a follow. Super cool streamer. But I think today I'm just going to go hang out with Chan. It's Monday, so I think he's doing Magic Monday. So, yeah, we'll do that. I see the nice lady over there is also on. Feel free to go check her out, too. But we're going to raid Chan. So if you can stick around for the raid, that would be great. Here's some raid calls, the copy. If you're not a sub, feel free to use that. That did not work. Let's try this again. Feel free to use this. If you are a sub, you can use the sub raid call. Also, feel free to shop for my stuff over at Daz. And if you aren't already, feel free to join the Discord. If you put stuff in the gallery, we share on Saturdays with our Saturday night social. And with that, let's start this raid and say hi to our good friend Chan the Magic Man. Where is Chan? Where is that Chan? It is Magic Monday. There we go. And with that, I hope you all have a good rest of Monday or Tuesday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. And remember, I will be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for more modeling stuff. And with that, hasta la vista, baby.